Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASC live stream. We are doing trivia night today, and we might have to alter plans just a little bit because we're getting thrown a little bit of a curveball, but that's okay. We're still going to do this. So before we get into all that, though, Brendon, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm here.
Yeah, that sounds depressing.
Yeah, you know.
Anything else you want to cover? I mean,
how are you doing?
Doing good. Let me tell you, it's 7 in South Dakota. It's March, and it's been in the 70s the past couple days, and that's beautiful. So it's in
the 70s here today too. It's a nice breeze out there. It's like, oh, this is like perfect.
We're both responding to a situation right now. We'll just come out and say it. We have another member that was going to join us for the trivia night, and I think we had a little bit of miscommunication. That's okay. So if that certain someone doesn't end up being able to make it, is what we'll do is we're just going to grill Brendon and see if he can. Okay, wait. It says he's headed this way, so we're gonna kill some time.
Well, yeah, it's fine because I got some stuff to go over anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I
got some.
Any new business?
Yeah. So first off, thank you for the guys. We got a couple on X, it looks like, and Facebook, and a couple on Facebook here. So thank you everybody for hopping in here tonight. A couple things going on. First off, I'm going to address some of the stuff we've said in the past about some plans for this year. One, nobody else knows about it because I just found this out yesterday. So the raffle, I had talked about wanting to do a raffle this year. I'm in Mississippi. Come to find out, there is no way to do a raffle in Mississippi like we want to do unless you're a 501c3. So I would have to make a nonprofit organization in order to do a raffle in Mississippi. The only thing I can assume is because there's so many casinos and stuff along those lines, like down here, it's crack down on it. Maybe I have no idea, but I've talked to Secretary of State. I've talked to a bunch of other people. I've talked to somebody that's doing a raffle, but they made a 501c3. So that's where we're at with the whole thing. So I haven't given up on the thing. Just if anybody has any ideas or something like that, there's a bunch of different ideas I'm going through my head, but that's where we're at. So it's kind of a swerve on what we're trying to do with that thing. But just recollecting and seeing what's next with that. So that's a little tidbit of news there for you.
Yeah. And like, I think like you were just saying, like, there might be still some way, maybe.
There's a couple different ways, whether I outsource part of it and have another state run it type of thing, and we just put our name and back it and stuff along those lines. Or, we've been told multiple times over the years, hey, you should start a nonprofit for multiple reasons. It's just a costly and everybody says it's a headache to do. So that's why I haven't
red tape and legalities.
That's why I haven't hopped on that. But we'll see. So yeah, I don't know. But that was a kind of a low point. It was like, all right, because I thought we finally had something where I talked to somebody who was doing one. I was like, all right, I got everything lined up. He said, this is how you need to do it. So they're like, yeah, that's true, but no, you can't. So anyway, the other thing is last time we did a live stream, we talked about the Deep and their Sentinel project and how there was an article that had come out, stuff like that. Well, in the past week, the Big Scuba podcast did a whole entire interview for them, and I would comment on their YouTube thing that said, hey, reach out to us and so along those lines. So I shot them an email. Not much really came of that. We talked a little bit, but it wasn't. I was hoping that more would come from some kind of dialogue with the Big Scuba and so along those lines. That being said, they're putting out tons of content on the Sentinel project, walkthroughs, all that kind of stuff, on mock-ups of what's going on. Talking with my friend Martin over in Turkey, him and me are both on the whole thing that we don't think this is ever going to come to fruition. We think that they're using kind of like I feel Fabian and Proteus. It's more of a PR type of thing, just because of what they're trying to achieve is so huge up front. The amount of money needed to do it. It's more of a front facing thing to move other stuff. the Deep company is creating a bunch of new technology, a bunch of new dive gear, a bunch of new stuff along those lines that they're basically using the Sentinel Pro platform to test to as a reason to build all this stuff. So we'll see. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But either way, it was interesting. And something I'll talk to Babe about is I was thinking about maybe doing a video over, talking about how we're differing from them by going through the video and picking it apart. Is like, here's what they're doing, here's why we're doing it different, and here's why we feel our way is not a better way of doing it. It's just a different way of doing it and meets for our goals and our purposes. So there's that.
And I've said it a million times before, and my opinions are my own. Brendon's not paying me to say this or nothing like that, but I stand firmly behind the fact that if there's people that are interested in this kind of project where underwater habitation, that I believe the best bang for your buck is to invest in a project like ASC, simply because it is not going to require the same amount of capital that some of these huge projects are going to require. And this has a payoff that is for everybody. It's not going to be a huge project that takes all this kind of like capital and resources and all that stuff only to be utilized for a certain demographic or for certain occupations and all that. So I still say that if it's something that you believe in and being able to have that, then and he shows up upside. There we go. I was gonna say he showed up upside down. Sorry. That I think ASC is what you should throw your support behind, whether that's financially or just whatever, because this is attainable. This is not a huge scale project. It is something that if we had that that magical number, whatever it is, which is not anywhere near what these ones need, this could be done and being visited by anybody within a short period of time compared to some of these other ones. So
now I'm gonna say that's the one thing I say it's different is even maybe we're catching up to speed. We're talking about Deep right now, and that video the Big Scuba podcast did, and the difference is they're more focused on a saturation dive, something along those lines. But they said they could pressurize it so that it would be similar to what people are doing for the space trips with Bezos and stuff along those lines, where they go up there, similar to what Aquarius has done too, where it's high-priced visitors can go down there and visit. So again, and that, I guess where our focus is vastly different from them and Proteus even and Aquarius is that we don't want you to have to spend $50,000 to go, or even $20,000 to spend the night underwater. It needs to be accessible to as many people as possible. That's our whole focus is to get the aspect and the availability of staying underwater, even if it's for one night, to a price point and the availability that anybody that wants to can do so. And that means multiple locations around the world at a fair price, a cheap, an effective price. I mean, cheap is relative. But there's a great saying that you can have either fast, cheap, or good. You can't have all three. You can only have two of those three. So which do you want? Do you want it fast and cheap, or do you want it fast and good, or do you want it good and cheap? So that's kind of where we're at. Speed isn't necessarily the concern, but we also don't want to be cutting corners where we shouldn't be. Trying to protect myself there and what I'm saying there.
You look at what is in, for a small Airbnb or these specialty camping places. And so people charge extra money for these specialty camping places, more than, if you went camping or whatever. And the same thing with an Airbnb. You're not getting a hotel room. You're getting a livable space, where it's not all one room. So it's the same idea.
Yeah.
It really is.
And so kind of segueing off of that whole idea is one of the things that recently, something we had talked about in the past, ASC has talked about in the past, was access to the underwater habitat. At first, we've all said, at first, you're going to have to scuba dive down to it. Like, it's a barrier, but for the first people interested in, it's not that big of a deal. But then I was talking with some people here recently, and they were saying, encouraging me to go in different ways. And I've always been adverse to wanting to have external access, like stairs or whatever, to the habitat. I wanted to be secluded and out there. But I think, once again, having that kind of access is just a stair step. We're making it as easily accessible as first. Bring the cost down a little bit by not having to worry about so much topside support because you're attached to a pier or whatever it may be. And so that's one of the things we're going to be focused on, I think it was relatively soon, especially with the most recent marketing and contacting I'm doing to different resorts and stuff along those lines is that sort of a setup. So we finally got some of the artwork back on that. And so that's kind of the idea of something along those lines where you've got your pier, you can access it from there. You can see from a couple different angles here what we've got going on. So that's more of immediate focus. Once again, in my heart of hearts, it's not what I want ASC to be, but I think this is one of those first steps to getting us cemented as a company at a lower cost, because we don't have to worry about all the topside support that we normally would have to worry about, because it's always going to be connected to a land base at this point in time. Ease of getting in and out is stairs, or you still could have a moon pool in there that if people wanted to come in that way, they still totally could. So that's something we're looking at as well. So I just want to share that with you guys as well while we're on here real fast, while we're getting everything going. So yeah, this is a first look. You guys hadn't seen this yet. We actually got some more pictures on here, some more like cutaways and stuff of it. He threw some. I'll get to them here. I can get to it. Yeah, so you can kind of see what the guy we do all of our artwork. The guy's amazing. I mean, he like takes all of our stuff and just like takes it to the next level every time. Like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what we want. Here's kind of the design we're going with. He's like, oh, have you thought about this? And I'm like, it's not his background. He's just like this graphic designer, but he's like, some of the stuff he's come up with is like, actually, that's not a bad idea, and we should try to incorporate that into designs. So I take what he, even though I may not necessarily agree with it, and I think the end is always going to look different from the concepts, obviously. But it's getting something out there for people to see and people to realize what we're trying to do here.
You ready to trivia or what?
Well, I mean, we can.
Well, we're 15 minutes in, and the whole concept. No, I'm kidding. I'm just flying out the handle from.
So yes, fine. That's fine. We'll get into trivia, and I will preface this. I have not looked. However, I did click on the banner, so I did see words real fast. But as soon as I saw there was words there, I clicked off. So I have not seen anything. I know none of these questions.
Why don't you just go ahead and disqualify yourself now?
Well, I'm just saying, because when I come out the victor in this and I have all the answers, I just want to say I didn't cheat.
Babe, I kept telling him multiple times, do not get in here and look at the banners ahead of time.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
All right. So the theme, boys, is deep water.
Hey, wait 1 second. The Abyss 4K came out today.
Oh, okay.
I think it was today.
Tuesday. Yeah, I think that's when stuff like that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you wasted my time with that. Okay.
Go for it. Let's do this.
All right, boys. First of all, let me throw. I'm got a little ticker that I'm going to put down here at the bottom. I'm going to keep track of your scores down here. Now, so like I said, the theme of the game today is deep water. So
it rotates
with a little. All right, just with a little. You don't like how it rotates?
Yeah.
Well, then okay, you're gonna just deal with it. Anyways, there's a little bit of variation, obviously, with these questions. Now, a lot of them obviously are numbers, and so obviously, I'm not expecting you guys to guess the exact numbers with these. However, whoever ends up closer with these numbers, I think, is the easiest way of going about it.
And
So-
can I jump in real fast and say we want to leave a little bit of time for people watching as well to throw their answers in there as well. So
having said that, I don't want you guys looking at the comments section. Because if they throw up an answer and you're just like, oh, that's probably right, then you're
So
going
listen,
to erase.
do we need to write our answers down? Do we need to be prepared to write our
That's
answers down?
what we did last time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Great.
babe. You came in a little rushed. I'm sorry that you're not prepared. Brendon, however, should know better.
Well, I got a pen and paper right here.
I've been looking forward to this all day.
I don't.
Guys. I just want to let you guys know that I've been really excited about doing trivia.
All right, whatever.
I don't know what that says about my life, but I've been pumped. I'm just like,
So,
it's gonna be a fun night of live streaming.
well, I don't think I can not see the. I guess I can. I can go into another page here. Let me go here.
I mean, you can go into brand or
Yeah.
private chat or something.
Yeah, for those that watching, or listening and stuff like that. On the admin panel, we got different stuff we can see over here, and obviously, that marker's strong.
Well, take a huge whiff.
Or a huff and a marker.
Yeah, he is.
I took the lid off. It's like, oh man, it hit me like boy.
I picked a bad day to quit sniffing markers.
It's not even a Sharpie.
All right, you boys ready for the
Yep.
first question here?
Let's do this.
All right, guys. The first. Hold on, I can pop it up. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
The first expedition that sounded the Marianas Trench was in 1875. What was the expedition called?
What?
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I mean, once I tell you, and
Hey,
if you don't,
nobody's going to know this.
I think you'd be like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Actually,
Because
just
the
read
name
it.
of the location is titled is kind of like what the expedition is called. I'll give you that hint.
it's stupid. I just read this in one of my one of my new medicine books, and
And like I said, those
it don't stick. That's not what I'm looking for in it.
those of you watching from home that are watching, you can throw in the comments. These boys aren't going to read your comments, and
Yeah.
so
My marker's already almost out of ink. This is going to be fun.
yeah, let's blame everything.
Well.
The one
All
thing
right.
I didn't do is throw the answers in here, so I'm going to speak the answers. Okay.
That's fine. I got my answer wrote down. But I said we'll give everybody a few minutes here to chime in. Do you know this one, babe?
I don't, and I should. I literally, seriously, I just read this.
Oh. I was looking for that. It only gets copyright.
Well, that's why I'm humming it, and I'm trying to go off just a little bit. Once again,
We should have had some theme music in here for that, though.
the first Brendon, the first expedition that sounded the Marianas Trench
Mm-hmm. Yes.
was in 1875.
Uh-huh.
So, this is when they sounded the trench.
Yes. I got what you're throwing down here.
Okay. You ready, babe?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's probably going to
All
be
right.
backwards on the screen, though, with writing. Do we need to write it
No,
backwards?
it didn't last time.
Okay.
We did this before, boys. All right, go ahead. 3, 2. I can't even read it. Mariana Sound Dive. Okay, and Challenger. Brendon got it. It is. It's the Challenger.
Oh, see, I knew it. The challenge, because that's the place.
Yeah. It's Challenger's
Yeah.
deep.
Yep.
All right. Brendon
Boom.
1, babe 0.
Come on, babe.
All right, you got.
You got all this book knowledge in there. You should have this stuff.
Okay, you ready for the next one, boys?
My ginkgo biloba is working.
I thought you weren't going to take that.
All right.
Who's your dealer?
On June 30th, 2023, Alexei Molchanov broke the world record for deepest freedive with a monofin. How deep was it?
Oh, yeah. Do you need it in meters or feet?
I went with feet just because I'm an American. If you know the meters, I'll do the conversion.
No, it's okay.
Like I said, whoever has the closest number is who I will go with.
Yeah, this marker's not going to cut it. thought I had a pen right here. Oh, I do. Oh, no, I don't.
Did you write your answer down, Brendon?
Oh, yeah, I got it wrote down. Sorry.
Okay, babe, you got yours as well?
Yeah.
All right. On June 30th, 2023, this guy broke the world record for deepest free dive with a mono fin. How deep was it? 400 feet for Brendon, 525 feet from Babe. The answer is 436 feet. Brendon is closer with that answer.
See, I wish he was going to write 323. For some reason, that number stuck in my head.
480 was sticking in mind. I was like, no, I know.
You should have gone with, well, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. Brendon's on an early lead here.
Yeah,
Can't let him do that.
Okay, it's all
I
good.
told you that was going to happen.
All right. Similar question.
And again, I just want to make sure I did not look at these beforehand.
Yeah. Seems like you've gotten awfully close both times. But
And I'm just saying.
All right. Question number 3. By the way, there's 10 questions. Question number 3. Patty instructor Ahmed Gaber, I don't know, holds the world record for deepest scuba dive. How deep was that? Oh, Brendon seems really confident for as quick as he wrote that.
On air, on Trimix, what is it?
I'm going to tell you now. It was on mixed because based on actually some of these other questions that I have here I should have put earlier because they'd probably be easier questions for you guys. But
that's okay. Let's give our brain a little bit of rest here towards the end.
Yeah. My brain don't get a rest.
You're probably coming off of just a rough day too, so I had a pretty easy day.
And here's Brendon and I on Messenger. Get on! We're doing it.
Yeah, you could say that. Oh, crap. Oh, shoot.
And we're not doing Price is Right rules either, where it's just like whatever he says, you can go one less. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The deepest scuba dive. It was.
I'm bringing up my 323 this time.
All right. Brendon's saying 323. You said 550, babe. Well, guess what, guys? It's 1,090 feet is the deepest scuba dive.
Yeah, I knew 323 was right, but how to get that number in there.
Babe gets that one because he was closer, but I mean, he still technically only had half.
Way off, yeah.
Man, thinking about those pressures at that time, man, it's like, ugh. You feel that.
I'm not worried about the pressure. I'm worried about the deco time. I mean,
that too, yeah.
What, he spent 3 days to get back to the surface? Man.
All right. I'm going to throw out a question that I know because Babe knows some stuff about this field, so I'm going to see if he gets this one. All right. Number 4, boys, is the deepest shipwreck ever identified. A U.S. Navy destroyer escort sunk during World War II. The USS Samuel B. Roberts went down during the Battle of Samar in the Philippine Sea on October 1944. How deep is that ship located? Or how deep is it?
Was this in some kind of article recently that you know of?
I couldn't tell you that. Maybe. Because when I was looking up trying to find some good ideas for questions, most of the stuff was recent articles, so I would assume. How many feet down do you suppose it is?
The stuff that doesn't stick in my head makes me mad.
Was it about 350?
No, it was not about 350. A lot deeper than 350, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. What you got there, babe?
I'm just throwing out a random number.
That's what I did.
Oh, he just hold on. I didn't do my countdown. That's all right. You already did. Is that 5?
No, right there it is. 3280.
3280. Brendan, how many do you think it is?
I want 2.4 miles.
Well, I don't know what the conversion is for that. Hold on.
You need it in feet?
10,000.
Hold
That'd
on.
be almost 11,000
It's
feet.
gonna be 11. Yeah.
12,000 feet. Okay, so that ship is 22,621 feet.
So almost 4 miles then.
Yeah. 22,000 feet. So Brendan being closer. Now that's
fair, but that's just crazy. It just blows my mind.
I do have a question later that kind of ties in with that too. So something that I thought was very surprising. Hold on. All right. So that was number 4. Let's go to number 5. This one's going to be a home run for you guys, all right, to rest your brains a little bit. Which famous director not only traveled to the Challenger's Deep, but helped design the vehicle to do it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, come on.
I found this interesting because I guess I didn't realize he helped in the design process.
Wasn't his son on Growing Pains? Show me it.
No, I don't think that's him. All right. What do you guys think it is? Throw them up.
Listen,
What,
I mean, I know we know I know who it is because he had a movie come out in 4K today.
All right, throw it up.
Cameron.
James Cameron. Sorry, it's actually Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's obviously James Cameron. Like I said, I wanted to give you guys an easy one.
If you haven't watched that video on that he made about going to the Challenger's Deep, it's a really good one.
Yeah.
I went and saw it in 3D at the theater. That was definitely the way to see it.
Of course.
It was good, man. I was like, oh, I was like, so yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a question. If you give me one of the two answers, you'll get this, okay? Or I'll give you 2 points if you can get both parts of it, okay? What is the deepest dwelling fish that's currently discovered that they've currently? What is the I couldn't phrase this right. What is the deepest dwelling fish currently discovered? Not as in like they just currently discovered it, but that we know about.
Yeah.
And so, what is the name of the fish, and how deep was it? And you can go miles or feet with this one because I have it both written down on this. So possible 2 points if you can guess the name of it.
Hey, just a question. Is anybody in the chat chiming in, by the way?
No, nope, I haven't seen any comments yet.
Okay, just want to make sure.
They're making fun of us. They're too busy laughing.
Well, they're sitting there Googling the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy, guys. Just pull out your phones.
Right. Oh, shoot.
I don't even want to give my answer because it's so stupid.
I bet Babe's wife's off screen, like listening in. She's like, right, like she's the one Googling.
Oh, I wish. I'll remember this next time. But dear, you got to sit right over there. Big sign. You got to
like that. Like that one guy that was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and his wife was in the crowd that coughed every time like he hit the right answer.
Oh yeah. All right.
Waiting on Babe there.
It don't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
We picked a Babe when his brain's fried. We're just like, get in here and start answering questions.
I got nothing yet. It's when I'm waiting for him to say.
All right. What is the deepest dwelling fish currently discovered, and how deep do you suppose that bad boy is? Put it up there. 13,000 feet for Babe.
No guess on the fish.
No guess on the fish.
I said a flat fish at 7 miles.
Oh,
7 miles. Holy cow.
So
I know they found.
I hope you're right.
They found stuff down there. There was organisms living at the bottom
Yeah.
of the deep.
So
Was there? Did they see fish? I can't remember. That's what I was
that's why I
trying
couldn't
to
remember either.
so it's actually oops.
All right, 6.7 miles or whatever it is. I just rounded it.
So whoops. It is the Mariana Hadal snailfish,
Oh.
and it is located 5 miles down.
I went over, so it doesn't count.
No, I said we're not doing Prices Right rules. And babe, you said what?
13,000.
13,000 feet, because 5 miles is 26,831 feet is where they discovered it.
Yeah.
So babe's at halfway. You're 2 miles over. Who's actually closer?
To what's the actual number?
Yeah, what's the actual number here?
26,831.
I said 7 miles.
7
times,
miles. Yeah, he's probably gonna be closer.
I'm at because 5 miles is almost 37,000.
So Brendon's closer.
Yeah.
Imagine that. The guy that was looking at the stuff ahead of time.
I was not.
He said
Plus, you didn't even have the depth thing up there, so there's no way I could have known that.
Yeah, we could have Googled it.
I guess.
All right. This one babe's gonna get for sure. Okay. Because now I'm getting some that you guys should know because you've been through this training. How deep can you dive without mixed gas? Whoa, babe. He's like, babe's like, I can't handle it anymore. I'm
Peaced out.
That's like,
That's a trick question, though.
yes, it is.
Because you can dive pretty deep.
Yes.
Okay.
You just don't want to do it
What's
necessarily.
what's
you
the
can
recommendation?
I don't remember the cutoff where
So
you really should start using helium and stuff.
Yeah, so you start taking your helmet off and talking to the fish.
Oh, that can happen. You know, that can happen at 50 feet for some people. I'll throw a number.
Yeah, that's
Worst
all.
I'll do is be wrong. It's all good, man.
I can't even read numbers. I'm gonna have to find a pen. Because somebody's gonna believe anything I said at this point in time. That's like writing like chapstick.
I don't know what you're doing, Brendon.
That's his trick. He's looking up all the answers right now.
Yeah, he's got his phone.
He's like, let me look for a pen. Let me look for a pen.
Fine, I'll put up like if you can barely see what I got.
All right, how deep can you go without mixed gases? Show me the whatever it is.
I said 250.
250. Babe said 330. Man, you guys are both way off.
I was gonna say 300, but
It's double it, isn't it?
No, it's 130 feet.
what?
130 feet is how deep you can dive without mixed gases.
I was gonna say
Well, that's
120,
not
but yeah, I was gonna say 120, but that's just like commercial. I mean, that's just like your regular diving limits.
Hold on, let me I'll retype the question. How deep can you dive without mixed gases? Nitrogen narcosis becomes a hazard below 98 feet, and hypoxic breathing gas is required below 60 meters or 200 feet. So to lessen the risk of, so that's one thing. So between 98 and 200 is what this one's saying.
So you're saying I'm right again.
I'm saying you get the point because you were closer, but it's a technicality.
Do you want to dispute this one, babe?
Oh yeah, I want you to type in so that I don't look like I'm cheating, I want you to type in what the deepest dive on air is.
Yeah.
Deepest
Which
dive.
technically isn't the question, but yes, it's still a good one.
Oops. What is the deepest dive on oxygen?
No, not oxygen, on air. Oxygen will kill you. You got to have the right mix. You can't just have oxygen.
Air. Well, okay. Deepest scuba dive on compressed air was in July of 1999 in Puerto Galera, Philippines, and that says it was done at 512 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the maximum depth for air diving? See, this one's saying 185 feet. Divers must limit their oxygen exposure to avoid CNS toxicity, which equates to 185 feet maximum depth when breathing air. So,
I think Babe gets this one. I think that
it's the question wording. I mean,
yeah, because
you can go really deep.
I went shallow, knowing that they would probably list it as low.
Right,
because for safety reasons, they're not going to get.
We'll give Babe the point. For people that are listening ahead of time or after this, give us your thoughts, because there's varying articles I'm seeing, but it's I think is what it comes down to is what Patty recommends. Or
sure.
like for
that's why I went
them,
shallow, because they're going to recommend a lower to save their butts.
Yeah, and yeah, so some lawyer doesn't.
Yeah,
you said they could do this,
and I have to assume that somebody that was only on that had to have been. I don't know. That also seems super deep for just oxygen, though, does it not?
Well, it's not just oxygen.
Oh yeah, for compressed air.
I'm sorry, air. For compressed air.
Yeah, but yeah, because most people you don't want to do that. That's like insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because isn't that one weird video of that guy that died? Like that wasn't even that deep, was it? Or maybe, I don't know, but either way, that guy got all messed up. Okay, well, I thought the last one would be a home run for you guys, but so I thought this one would be too. But we're gonna give it a shot. Number 8. At what depth do you hit negative buoyancy?
You Northerners in the way you say things.
Buoyancy. Is it buoyancy?
I would say buoyancy.
Okay, well, you also say a lot of swear words too, so.
Yes, tons.
Can you tell me the displacement of the person?
Yeah.
In salt water and fresh water.
7.
Oh, shoot.
Negative points.
We have too many variables to this question.
Hold on.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I have an idea, but I know it's not the right idea.
Okay, I re-Googled it, and this is most humans hit negative buoyancy around blah down. So we're going off of like a average, I guess you could say. And I'm assuming negative buoyancy is like after you hit that part, you just keep falling. Right?
Yeah, once you're negative, yeah.
Then you just like, yeah. Well, it's a scary thought. I don't know if I like that at all.
I got 2 numbers in my head, and I don't know which one's right. We're going to go with the deeper one and chance it.
All right. At what depth do most humans hit negative buoyancy at?
I said
Babe said 33 feet. Brendon said 90. The answer is 30 feet. So, babe, you're right there.
It's one atmosphere.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Even at 15 feet, you start to get like.
I knew it was going to be at one of those levels.
Yeah.
Well, Babe hits these next 2 questions, and
I'm throwing the game on purpose to make him look good.
Yeah. All right, babe.
Thanks, I needed that today.
Once again, I thought with the last one that you would maybe have knowledge of this, but some of the, see if you know this one. All right, you guys ready? Number 9. According to an article from the BBC, how many shipwrecks remain undiscovered?
All of them.
No, people know shipwrecks. It's like how
do they know? I mean, if there's it's
Exactly.
ships that have gone down that are unaccounted for that they have not been able to recover, or they don't know where they went.
I mean, we've only been on the ocean for thousands of years before, and some of it's not recorded. So
I'm saying that this number blew me away. Now, obviously, this number is like probably I mean, they don't have it pinpointed, obviously, but because of like what you're saying, for how long we've been on the sea and how many boats have gone, sunk or whatever, and that's part of it too. Is they know that these boats have went down because of whatever.
So about the boats they don't know that went down.
Hence why this number is pretty big. And this is the entire world, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I'm clear on that, so you guys don't be like, "Well, you didn't say."
Okay, you said pretty big. I went big.
All right, so guys, how many shipwrecks do you believe have remained undiscovered?
I was gonna put 1 million, but I went 10,000.
10,000, babe. Babe went 1.3
Oh, you
million.
did go that big.
I told you I went big.
Here's the answer, guys. According to BBC, there is a projected 3 million undiscovered
Holy
shipwrecks in the
cow.
entire world.
I was thinking it was in the millions.
I just figured a million was
but
like a crazy number, even though it makes sense.
Right, and like kind of like what you were saying, yes, this goes back for as long as humans have been on the ocean. So
think of how much money is just resting buried under sand and stuff like that out there.
Brendon, that's such a funny thing that you say, because the final question. God, no, I didn't look at nothing.
I didn't look.
The Fleur de la Mar is a shipwreck from the 1511, yet to be discovered, and it's considered to be the holy grail of wrecks. What is its value? What is its projected value, based on what they know of what's on it, or supposed to be on it, anyways? I'll say this much to give you guys a little bit of a what? What are you laughing about? I'll say this much, that people have sunk millions into finding it.
Yeah. This is the last question.
This is number 10.
And
you guys are tied too, so.
Ooh. Just remember, babe, I gave you that point.
You did. You did.
All right, guys. What do you guys project that the value of this ship that has yet to be found to be at?
2.3 billion.
Brendon says 2.3 billion. Babe says 8.3 billion. The answer, my guys,
it's 0.3 billion.
No, it is estimated at value of $2 billion.
Oh.
It contains gold and other valuables from the Portuguese king at the time of the ship going down. It was transporting tons and tons of the Portuguese king's valuables at the time when it sank, which during that time was considered, all these riches or whatever, plus inflation and all that. No, but what it's valued at now, like I said, all these gold and all this stuff.
They'd have to fund an underwater habitat.
Enough to fund an underwater
What
city.
are we doing here?
Yeah. Like I said, means nobody knows where it's at. People have always had hunches and stuff. It's yet to be discovered, but that's why so many of them want to find it, because if it's truly worth a couple $2 billion, you get your money's worth out of it if you're sinking, millions into it. However,
don't worry, Discovery Channel will make a TV show out of the Curse of Oak Island and make it go on for 12 seasons and never find anything.
Yeah, with every episode being like, whoa, Whoa.
Oh, we found something great. It's a penny outside.
Yeah. So, Brendon miraculously
got it.
miraculously wins this one. I think next time I am going to do the PowerPoint just so I can eliminate.
I did not see anything.
I think it's crazy that this whole
I'm sorry that I have so much knowledge up here.
ASC is like under your name and like you have access to this live stream program before we go. You know, it's like okay.
I'm busy.
Yeah, busy looking up the answers. Anyways, Brendon is today's.
No, if I had them all printed off, well, they just print off the pieces of paper already.
Yeah. So, but
that's what he did. He lost the papers. He printed off for. That's what he wasn't looking for a pen. It was his papers.
Yeah.
Where did I put that?
Yeah, he has a cell phone in the corner. He's like, "What's the answer?"
Yeah.
So that was trivia night tonight, boys.
Cool.
What'd you think? Did you have fun?
Always.
Yeah.
Babe, I don't want you to go home empty-handed. So we actually have a cheese basket for you that we will be mailing to you. Yeah. Brendon, you get nothing because this is your show. You're supposed to be doing this. So, no, like I said, I was looking forward to this. I think I had a blast last time we did it. I like throwing together the questions and all that.
And Adam and we were talking the other day about doing these on a more regular basis, the trivia ones, throwing them in there on a more regular basis. So
quarterly.
Yeah, if that's something everybody seems to like, and I mean, we enjoy doing them. Obviously, it's fun. It's a breakup from the regular stuff like that too. Yeah, let's know.
Maybe one of these days we can just do a live stream that like that's all we do, and like I can just keep making up the questions, and we can just go for a while. You know, just have a hangout session. You know, something like I don't know, just throwing ideas out there. But yeah, that and like we'll take suggestions for like different kinds of I guess themes of trivia we want to do.
We'll run it like the Jerry Lewis Marathon.
The what?
The Jerry Lewis Marathon? What was that? I can't remember what the marathon actually was for, like United Way or something like that. And Jerry Lewis, the comedian.
Yes.
And then it turned into a big thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope. Like, I'm a lot younger than you guys.
I mean, I know what I don't. I guess I don't know the history of it.
Where they would take over your television prime time for hours. You know, wait for people to call in and
watch people sitting there answering phones. It's always walking around.
Exactly.
Oh, look, they're taking from phone calls right now. It's like, oh, come on, people.
Yep.
Yeah, we should. We should do a telethon.
Yeah, we'll put a number out there.
We'll just cold call anybody. Be like,
no, not like that.
I think we should. Like, how do you feel about donating to underwater habitats? They're like, who is this? Grandma, it's me.
Especially now in a political year where people are probably getting randomly cold called anyway.
Yeah. They'll be like, is this some sort of like
happening?
What is this RFK? Who is this?
Yeah. Would you like to donate towards Biden?
Yeah. Or Trump? Either way, can we get something for ASC? Yeah. Anyways, fellas, yeah. So yeah, people that are seeing it, like if you want to do a theme, and next time we do it, jump in the chat and just play along with us. Heck, I'll give you points. Up there. If there's somebody that wants to. Yeah,
and hopefully I can figure out a way that you guys can actually vote virtually, and it can show up too. I know there are programs out there that do that. I'm going to look into that, see what we can integrate in with this. I think that'd be fun if people could actually be like, oh, yeah.
It'd be cool if I could get you guys like instead of a phone a friend, I'll let you guys peek in the comments section and somebody can give you their thoughts on it. You can be like, okay, I'll go with that. But have to regulate it. We all know someone here is not honest about how they play the game. So
Babe was late. You have to be dogging him already.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to use the word regulate when we're talking about underwater.
What?
Regulate.
You gotta regulate.
What is this? Who am I? Nate Dogg and Warren G. Anyways, guys, do you want me just to get into the closeout?
Yeah, I think you might as well.
Guys, AtlantaSeaCalling.com. That's where you can find all of our stuff. That's our social medias. So you can find us on the Facebook, the Instagram, the X, the YouTube. You can get a link to our Discord, which I'll throw up there in a second. Get our YouTube channel. Link to all of our to the podcasts. You can just find that at Colonize the Ocean podcast. It's on all the podcast platforms. As far as I know, I haven't seen one that it isn't on yet. So yeah, find it. All of our social medias are right over there. All the pictures of the habitat and stuff. Well, not all of them. Brendon hasn't uploaded every single one yet, but he just got some back. So just give it a minute. All right. Calm down. All right. Discord as well. Great community. We have people joining every week and throwing discussion into different channels and different subjects. That's the thing that's great about Discord. Like, you know, you're texting someone or whatever, going back and forth, and then like they switch the subject on you, but you kind of want to talk about what you were talking about, but now you have to move on. Discord's great for that because it's just like, hey, we're talking about this over here. If you want to talk about that, go over to this spot. So it's fun. I like that. Also, AtlantaSeaColony.com/merch. Once again, Babe is the only one repping today. You got the tie-dye ASC. Thank you for supporting us, Babe. What a guy. So yeah, a lot of cool designs over there, different logos, different designs. We have like the hammerhead, we have the manta rays and all that designs, and then cups and t-shirts and hoodies and mouse pads, whatever you want. It's all over there. So, and you know, whenever you buy something from there, a little bit of that comes our way, and that helps out. Speaking of helping out, Patreon, we got our current patrons. We have Brian Acosta, Matthew Cathy. We got Martin Reese, S. Babe Hyde, Adam Jewell, and Ron Traxler that are helping out, being our patrons, supporting the show. Thank you guys for everything that you're doing there. You can join the Patreon. Like I said, over at patreon.com/Atlanta Sea Colony. We have different tiers. We got the 5, 15, and 25. So, you know, if you want to help out, let's do it. And I know some of you guys are getting your tax returns. It's got to be that time of year. Let's, you know, throw us a bone.
Josh.
What? Tell me I'm wrong. It's tax return season, okay?
Well, it is. Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, well, that's basically second Christmas. All right. For lower middle class people, it is.
I think Adam's having some technical problems over there.
No, not having any problems.
No, he's the one that pieced out.
What? Did I skip out?
Oh yeah, you like lagged really bad.
Oh, well, I didn't know it.
Oh.
Anyways.
Oh, it didn't for you, babe?
No, it didn't for me.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
You're the one messing up, Brendon. You suck.
Okay.
Once again, Colonize the Ocean podcast on all the podcast platforms. Go check that out. In the meantime, we'll do this again, I'm assuming next month. Do you have a subject matter?
We've been trying to do them almost every 2 weeks again. So
okay.
there might be another one this month.
Yeah, but you have an idea in mind for the next one, or we just throw it out maybe a week ahead of time or something?
Yeah, no. I mean, I got some ideas, but I'm not going to throw anything out there yet.
Okay, so stay tuned on said social medias, and we will be able to tell you next time we're going live, and we're always open to suggestions. If there's stuff you guys want to hear about, throw it our way. Let us know about it. Brendon's open-minded. Honestly, he'd probably prefer it because then it's less thinking he has to do sometimes, and we all need to take that mental burden off sometimes. So, anyhow, folks, thanks for joining in again, and we will see you. Whoa!
Just one thing. As much as I want you to listen to and watch our podcast, there's some really good ones pertain the same stuff. And I mean, if you pay attention, you'll see how it all ties together. So check them out. Brendon's
throw
putting
one or
out
two out there.
shorts.
Throw one or two out there.
Joe Rogan.
My favorite is the Dive Shack guys. That's probably one of my absolute favorites. Shoot, now you just caught me because I listened to them. I listened to the Great Dive podcast. There's a lot of technical information. I mean, they're funny as all get out, but a lot of technical information in both of them too. The Dive Shack guys are commercial divers, but they deal with other stuff too. They know another part of the world exists for that. And then the Great Dive podcast, they do a lot of tech diving, but they want you to be a good diver no matter what your skill set. They want you to be a good and safe diver, and that's what their focus really is. That's just a couple. But Brendon puts out shorts and stuff all the time too out of these.
Yeah, tune into the shorts and stuff too as well. Like that's on all the social medias. And
there's some good traction on TikTok with the shorts too. So
yeah. And speaking of what you were just saying, Brendon has a resource page on the Atlanta Sea Colony website. I usually try to mention that has a bunch of podcasts and YouTube channel and all that recommendations. So check that out as well. So in the meantime, boys, I will see you in a couple weeks. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you then.
See ya.